Have you ever wondered how a single message gets designed to connect with millions of people across completely different cultures? Well, today we're going to break down the exact blueprint an international organization used to do just that. And this isn't just about some PowerPoint slides. This is a true masterclass in global communication. Let's dive in.
So this is the core challenge right here. I mean, think about it. You get one shot to explain your entire mission to 15 different nations. How in the world do you make sure that message lands perfectly, not just in one language, but across this huge, diverse cultural landscape? This is the exact problem that CIDDAP, the Center on Integrated Rural Development for Asia and the Pacific, had to solve.
So to really get how they pulled this off, we're going to break it down into 5 key pieces. First, we'll look at their core mission. Then, we'll see how they built a brand identity, how they designed it for literally anyone to access, the brilliant language innovation they came up with, and finally, how all of that tied together into a winning strategy. Okay, first up, we've got to understand the who. Before you can say anything, you have to know exactly who you are and who you're talking to. And for CRDAT, that foundation is, well, it's massive.
And when I say massive, I mean it. We are talking about 15 different member countries stretching all across the Asia-Pacific region. Think Afghanistan, Fiji, the Philippines. That's an absolutely staggering amount of diversity in language, economy, and culture. So this number, 15, it's not just a statistic, it's the heart of the entire challenge.
So, what is their purpose? It's incredibly focused. They promote rural development to help fight poverty. But here's the really clever part. They don't just do this on their own. They tie their work directly to huge global goals, like the UN Sustainable Development Goals for no poverty and zero hunger. And since they're based in Dhaka, everything they do is grounded in this really powerful, high-stakes mission. All right, with that mission locked in, let's move to part 2, forging a brand identity. This is where that big, abstract idea of fighting poverty gets a real face, a specific color, and a personality you can actually recognize.
And it starts with something as basic as color. But look closer here. These aren't just random shades of gold and blue. They have these specific, memorable names, like Hokey Pokey and Hummingbird. That little detail, pulled right from their official brand guide, is the first clue that they're building a really consistent and professional visual language.
And this proves that great branding is so much more than a cool logo, right? It's all about strategic alignment. Every single choice is deliberate. They use real success stories from local towns to connect the brand to real-world impact. They link it to big national policies like Bangladesh's Vision 2041 to show they're relevant. Every picture is carefully chosen to be culturally sensitive. It's all part of the master plan.
Okay, so we've got the mission and the brand. Now for part 3, the big question. How do they actually get this message out to everyone? This is the technical blueprint, the nuts and bolts of making it globally accessible.
You know, this stuff isn't left to chance. They follow a super strict set of international standards. Using a 16:9 widescreen format, that just means it'll work on any screen anywhere in the world. Using fonts that support the Bangla script, that's a must. And this is huge. They follow web content accessibility guidelines, which makes sure the content is usable for people with visual impairments. It's a truly universal design.
And just to prove they're serious, this isn't some internal checklist. They actually tested their whole system against a formal ISO standard. That's like the international gold standard for quality. That one little sentence tells you everything you need to know about their commitment to being professional and inclusive.
Now we get to what is, honestly, the most impressive part of this whole thing. Section 4, the Bangla language innovation. This is the wow factor. This is what elevates the entire strategy.
Okay, so at the heart of it is something they call a dual language architecture. Sounds complex, but what it means is actually pretty simple and incredibly cool. The whole system is built from the ground up to hold both English and Bangla text at the exact same time. And the magic is, you can switch between them instantly. Just watch this.
So here we are, looking at the presentation in English. Everything looks clean, structured, and easy to read. Pretty standard stuff.
And now, with just one click, boom, the entire thing instantly flips to Bangla. But pay attention to what didn't happen. The page didn't reload, there was no flash, nothing shifted around. It is a completely seamless, real-time switch. And that's not just a cool tech gimmick. It is a powerful statement of respect for the local language of their host country, Bangladesh.
Okay, so let's pull all these threads together in our final section, the strategy for success. Why would anyone go to all this incredible trouble? What's the ultimate why behind this whole meticulous design?
Well, this whole thing was built for a competition. And this chart tells the entire story. Just look at how it was scored. Of course, the core idea, the proposal, is important. But look, brand alignment and Bangla accessibility are weighted exactly the same. That is definitive proof that in this game, how you say something is every bit as important as what you say.
And really, that's the main idea we're looking at here. This is no longer just a slideshow. This framework turns a simple presentation into a powerful, strategic tool that's engineered from top to bottom for maximum impact.
So what's the long-term payoff? I mean, beyond just winning a competition. This strategy gets more eyes on Sirdab's critical work. It's undeniable proof of their commitment to inclusion. And maybe the most brilliant part, it creates a template they can use over and over again for all 15 member countries. That's a total game changer for sharing knowledge across the entire Asia-Pacific.
Which brings us right to our final thought. Seeing how every single tiny detail, from the name of a color to an accessibility code to a language button, was all planned with such clear purpose, it really makes you think, doesn't it? It makes you ask yourself, how can my own work be designed to communicate more inclusively and ultimately more effectively? It's a powerful blueprint to think about. Thanks for diving in with me.